I guess for now you've got the last laugh.
Hi guys, it's Aisha Nikkea from Under the Scope, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be really talking about kind of a tough topic, I guess. Something that happened to me over the weekend, last weekend. It was a situation I've never been in before, so I figured that I would just share my experience and hopefully it will help other people who are dealing with this. I've watched a lot of videos and I know that other people's videos and their experience, them sharing their experience has helped me a lot. So, excuse my voice, it's early in the morning, have errands to run. So I just figured I would just get up and get this off my chest and just talk about it. So, I guess it would be 6 weeks ago now or something like that. Well, no, it would actually be like, I guess about 3 weeks ago. Yeah. I found out that I was pregnant. Like, I hadn't gotten my period, so I took a 3 pregnancy tests and all of them came back positive. Of course, me and my boyfriend were like super shocked. Like, we, it was a surprise, obviously. So we were like, okay, what do we want to do? Like, I'm like, this is like a judgment-free zone here. So, because I know like pro-life, pro-choice, like that's a huge like topic, but I'm very pro-choice and I believe in a woman's right to choose. So it's fine if you don't, but we should just respect other people's opinions. This is just my experience and I'm just going to speak my experience, and like I said, this is a judgment-free zone, so I don't judge people for whatever they decide to do. So we were like going back and forth and about what we wanted to do. Like, do we want to have an abortion, or like what do we want to keep the baby? And like, I think it was like we were on our way to the abortion clinic, like to go do this, and I think neither one of us really wanted to do it. It was kind of like outside viewpoint, outside opinion, kind of making us make this decision. So we just like talked about it in the parking lot and we were like, we don't want to do this. We want to actually keep the baby. So we decided that we would keep the baby, and that's just what it was. If people had something to say about a relationship or whatever, like, we were just gonna deal with that because that is what we wanted to do. We wanted to have our family. So we decided to do that, and at that time I was around 5 weeks. So then I had scheduled an appointment like the very next day with an OBGYN, and they were like, okay, well, we can't see you until 8 weeks. So it was like gonna be Tuesday of this week. So like Tuesday the 14th, I believe. Yeah, Tuesday the 14th was supposed to be my appointment date for just like regular, whatever you do at these. Was like, I don't know yet. Like, I don't know what you do at the first appointment. So on Sunday morning, like I started spotting, and like the whole time when I had found out that I was pregnant, I was having horrible cramping, which I now know is not normal, even though some things on the internet are like, it's normal, it's not normal. I was having like really bad cramps, I was having really bad back aches, and it was awful. Like, it would double me over. It was so painful, but I just figured like, okay, this is fine. Like, maybe this is how it's supposed to be. Like, and like I was having period cramps, and my period cramps are normally very bad. So I just figured that was what it was. It was just period cramps. So, it was kind of like my period cramps. Like, that's what I just figured what it was. So, or my body like getting used to being pregnant, like stretching out and all that stuff. So I just figured that's what it was. but obviously not. So I started spotting on Saturday evening into the night, and then I just woke up Sunday morning at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and like the bed was covered in blood. Also, this is going to be a little TMI, but I mean, if you clicked on this video, then you probably are experiencing this or have experienced this and want to know like things. It is very graphic. But so I started bleeding. Of course, I was very scared because whole bed is covered in blood. I'm like dripping to the bathroom, like trying to go to the bathroom, and I just wake my boyfriend up. I'm like, I don't think this is normal. Like, what is going on? So I called my mom. I was like crying, so hysterical. I was like, I think I lost the baby. Like, I think this is a miscarriage. Like, I don't want to go to the hospital because I didn't want them to tell me. Like, I didn't want them to say like, okay, this is it. You're having a miscarriage. Like, I didn't want to hear those words, even though I knew in my heart that that's what was happening, and I knew that this amount of bleeding wasn't normal. So my boyfriend drove me to the hospital emergency room, and like on the way there I'm just like trying to hold in everything, and they checked me in really quickly, get me back to a room. They were like, calm down, just calm down. But I was, at this point, I cannot remember if I was in a lot of pain or not. I just remember being really scared and not knowing what was going on. And then when I got into the first room that they take you into, the emergency room, like triage place or whatever, like I was sitting there on the table, and like all this blood just like comes rushing out. Like it's like clots and clots of blood, just a lot. And it's all over the floor, it's all over the bed, it's like all over the table, it's everywhere, and it's so painful. And so they start putting like IVs in, they take blood, they like try to do all this stuff. I eventually have to get a urine sample, and I of course messed up the hallway all the way there. Like I felt so bad, and I was like trying to clean stuff up there, like, no, you don't clean things up, like I just felt so bad for like making them work so hard, because I was like, oh, this is my fault, like why is this happening? And so then they had to do like an ultrasound, which was even more messy, and I was like losing clots and losing a lot of blood, just like a whole bunch. And I could tell that this was like excessive because people were like looking worried, and their faces were like, oh my goodness, this is a lot of blood. And so I think they said something like my blood count or something had dropped from like 11 to 9, and then I was under 9, and like at 8 is when they want to start doing blood transfusions. So at first they were like, okay, we're gonna wait for you to see like if you want to do a DNC, if you want to just take some medicine, or if you want to just let it pass naturally. And I was like, I mean, I guess I'll just let it pass naturally because it's already like coming out, I guess. So, but I don't know. So I just chose to do it naturally and not have surgery. And so then I did the ultrasound, and they came back to tell me that I had miscarried. And you know, I tried to hold back my tears like at that point because I had cried so much already, and at this point I've cried so much already that like I may not have the emotion because I just let it all out already. And I'm coping with it and dealing with it, even though it is sad, and like me and my boyfriend are still very sad over it. And it is just a painful situation. But so they told me that I had miscarried, and that it definitely wasn't anything that I had done, that this is normal, like this happens, like sometimes it just happens, and like it's not anything that you did, it's just it just happens to a lot of women. And so I think that has helped me deal with it a lot too, a lot better, because seeing that and hearing that a lot of women deal with this, and then people that I have talked to about it, like them saying like, oh, my mom has dealt with this, or I have dealt with this, that makes me feel a lot better. Like, okay, like I can get through this and everything's gonna be okay. And yeah, so after they told me that like I was still like passing the fetus, I guess. I was still like passing all the contents out of my womb. And it was just like a lot of blood, and I was losing a lot of blood, so they decided to admit me into a room. I was still like in the emergency room part, but I had a more comfortable bed, which made me feel a lot better because I was actually more comfortable and was able to just relax a little bit more. Actually, I tried to like stand up after a while, and that was when they admitted me into that room because I was feeling lightheaded. I was getting really hot, and I was about to pass out. So they knew that my blood was low, like my blood pressure and everything was really low. And actually now my blood pressure is still really low. I'm still getting like up to my normal ranges because I usually have really good blood pressure. And so they admitted me into the room, and I waited, and I didn't eat anything. Like I hadn't eaten anything in hours, and they thought I was going to be able to, but then they realized that they were going to have to do blood transfusion, so I was still not allowed to eat anything. And so then they actually just admitted me into the hospital. So that's when I had like 2 IVs. I still have like the bruising. I don't know if I should show you, but there's like some bruising on my arm from like getting blood taken, and some like having the IVs. I still have like the bands that were on my hand it's just like a memory for me to make me realize that I can get through a lot of things, and like even through that, like my body can handle so much, and we as women are so strong and so like amazing that we can go through so many things, as like something as horrible as a miscarriage or something as beautiful as giving birth. So I think that that is just inspiring to me to realize how much stronger I am than I thought. And it also just makes me really want to give birth one day. Like of course I'm scared because I don't want that to happen again, because obviously like what I went through was like, I haven't heard many people go through that where they have to get blood transfusions and all this stuff, and it was an ordeal. Like I was in the hospital for like 2 days, and I think I got out, I was in the hospital for Sunday and Monday. I got out Monday evening around, I don't remember, but I was still in a lot of pain. The blood transfusion I had 2 bags of blood, and it took a long time. And my nurses were really great though. I was at Wake Med. They were amazing. I still have to send them a letter because all of the nurses, all of the doctors were amazing. And they were just very sweet and very comforting to me. And I think that the one like positive thing out of this happening is that I got to see exactly the type of man that my boyfriend is, because he was so amazing. Like even the doctors and nurses were amazed at him, like just taking care of me and like not even caring about all this blood everywhere, like just cleaning me up and making sure that I was comfortable and all that stuff. And that I really appreciated that. That really made me realize like, okay, like he is the person that I thought he was. Like, you know, it just like situations like that, situations in times of pain or tragedy, like you really get to see a person's true colors. And I'm glad that, you know, I did get to see the man that he truly is, and that just makes me feel so much better. Like this is the person that I have on my team, and like he will be there for me and through anything, and I can count on him. And that just really made me realize that like this is the man that I want to be with and that I want to marry. So I think that is the positive thing from such a horrible thing happening. So I went to my update appointment on Tuesday of this week, so that was like the 14th. All this happened from the 12th to the 14th. And so, I mean, it's been painful. I went back to work actually on Tuesday, half a day before I went to my appointment, which was probably a mistake. So I ended up getting a doctor's note for the next day because I was crying on the way to work. I was like crying the whole time, and just, and then people talking about it made me cry. So I didn't want to deal with any of that. I just wanted to be by myself and think. And then, you know, there's people at work who are pregnant, and then you see all these pregnant ladies and you're like, oh, that could have been me. So, but now, you know, I'm just realizing that this is something that happened and I'm dealing with it. And eventually, like, I know that I'll be a mom, and it just makes me hopeful for the future, but also I am a little scared that this would happen again because it was so severe, and I did have to go through a lot of things and had a lot of complications. So yeah, I just want this video to be I guess like a guide to letting women know, like, the symptoms. Like, my symptoms were I was having a lot of cramping, like not even just normal cramping, for like, even if you do have a heavy period or a period that cramps a lot, like this was doubling me over. That wasn't normal. I think like if there's like a smell, like a weird smell, like that is a sign. And excessive bleeding, obviously, and I was having upper back pain as well as lower back pain. I was in a lot of pain, and it wasn't normal. And so just if you have any of those symptoms, I would just go ahead and head to a doctor or emergency room or something, because mine was very shocking, and it was really hard to deal with. So yeah, and then I had to deal with all that plus the emotional stuff, like all at the same time, and it was just really, really hard, but I got through it, and it just makes me realize that I can get through anything, and so can you. If you're dealing with this or have dealt with this, you know, I completely understand where you're coming from. That's all I wanted to say. I hope that this video has helped people, helped you. I hope that is a source for information and also inspiration that you can get through anything, and that you will be okay, and it's not your fault, and everything will be okay. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Please comment down below if you've ever been in this situation or know anyone who's been in this situation. Have any questions for me or anything, just let me know. And I will definitely answer them. And yeah, thumbs up this video if you know this has helped you in any way, or if you've dealt with this. And definitely subscribe for more videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.
I just can't stand to see you leaving, but heaven couldn't wait for you. Couldn't